But since we have just 1 hour left and we have a few topics to finish, so we will move to the next topic, which is data analysis using generative AI. Okay, so I'll open another file, an Excel file, where we have a lot of data. Okay, let me open from some other path actually, and I'll explain you why it needs to be done. I'll share this data file on the chat also. So in case you want to try along with me, so you can download this file and then try with me. Okay. So I've shared a file on the chat. Okay, so I actually will delete all these because this is generated by Copilot. Okay, so we have this data file. Are you able to see the Excel? So I've deleted all the other sheets. Okay, it's just a data file which has data for I think around 10,000 rows. So 9994 number of rows is the data in. You have the order ID, order date, shipment date, mode, then you have customer name, okay, customer ID, segments, countries there, city, state, postal, okay, region. Then you have categories where you have furniture, office supplies, and technology. You have subcategory chairs, and then some product name. Then you have revenues, quantity, discount, profit, and year. Okay, so this is basically data for 2022 to 2025, 4 years of data. Okay, now there are two options. So if the client has shared this data with you, so there are two options with you. So one is that you do the analysis yourself, where you'll use pivot table to kind of create a summary of this data and do various permutations and combinations to analyze the data and then create a report for your manager, let's say, or for your client. Okay, second is you can close this file. You go to chat GPT. So I'll go to chat GPT, open the new chat. Okay, and then I'll ask, first I'll add the file. Okay, so here's a plus sign in chat GPT. We'll click on this. If you click, it will ask you if you want to add any files or photos. So I have a file, so I'll add it over here. Again, this is for illustrative purposes only. It's all dummy data. So when you are using client data for such work, so please be careful about client confidentiality. So this is the file. So this data is uploaded. Okay, so again, if you go to this plus sign, so it is asking whether you want to create an image. Okay, so we don't want to do a data analysis, not create image. Then it is saying that do you want to basically think about this data and then generate the output. Okay, or you want chat gpt to do a deep research. So deep research is generally done whenever we write detailed research reports or white papers. So that is where deep research is used, because that will basically uh, make chat gpt go through thousands of websites, research papers, documents, news, etc., to create a research, okay, based on multiple sources. Okay, so this we don't want, or we want it to do a web search. So we don't want it to do a web search because the data is here. So this, it has to basically follow this sheet only. Okay, so if you type a prompt over here, just so it will not behave like a data analyst, it will behave like a chatbot. Okay, so it will generate some output and give it to you, which may not be meaningful. So you'll select the thinking mode for chat GPT. Okay, so you have to go to the thinking mode and then type your prompt. Okay, so I'll copy a prompt from a simple prompt, 2-line prompt from a file. Okay, so what I'm saying is you are a data analyst. Okay, can you analyze the data in the attached file and generate key insights? Also create a dashboard for review with the CXOs in a downloadable Excel file. So I wanted to create dashboard from this report. The raw data should be there in one sheet at the last, and the dashboard should be able to generate KPIs for review by the top management. So I want this dashboard to be kind of to have all the data plus a dashboard with some KPIs which I can discuss with the CXOs or with the client. Okay, so I'll tell it, okay, do the analysis. Okay, so it will take maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes to do it. So meanwhile, we'll go back to our file. Okay, you can also upload this file on ChatGPT on the thinking mode and then give a similar prompt. I'll paste my prompt over here. So in case you want to use the same prompt, and then try to run the analysis. Okay, so it will take maybe 5 minutes to go through the file and create something for you, because you have asked it to generate the look at the data and then you create a file also. So I think it has already done. Okay, so let's see what it has done. So this, it talks about the key KPIs. Okay, so dashboard sheet has key KPIs designed for quick CXO level review. Summary statistic sheet. Okay, so where you have mean, median, calculation, raw data sheets. And then it has created some key insights. Okay, so key insights are not here. Okay, so it hasn't generated any insights for us. So let's see the file. I'll save this file and then go to analyze data. Oh, it has not created any good output for us. So let's see. Okay. So it has not worked. So one challenge with ChatGPT is that it may not work for you at times. So let me use another account. Okay. So I'll rerun the analysis. So I'll rerun the analysis, but let's go to open the file and try to do the same thing with Copilot. Okay, so Copilot is AI application by Microsoft. Okay, and if you have a paid subscription of Microsoft 365, then you will have Copilot installed within your Excel. Okay, so if you go to home. Okay, so here there is an option of Copilot. Okay, so last time we discussed this Twistly cells in our discussion. Today we'll be discussing Copilot. Okay, so if you click on Copilot, this window will appear, and it is asking whether you want only to chat with Copilot or you want Copilot to allow editing in your data. Okay, so I'm using allow editing. Okay, so now let me write a prompt. Okay, so this is large amount of data. So can you create pivot tables with the data? So here, I think last time it did not work, but currently it is taking more time on ChatGPT. So probably we'll get a better output. So here, Copilot is working on the command. So in various steps. So it is creating 6 pivot table across dedicated sheets. Okay, so it's creating a pivot table by region and category, by segment, by subcategory. So multiple pivot tables are being created. Okay. So see, this is the same Excel file. Now you have the data in the first sheet, which you all have, and it has created multiple pivot tables just based on one simple prompt, create pivot table. Okay, so we have the data by region, okay, and then by category. You have the data by different segments, by subcategory is also there, by ship mode is also there. Then you have the yearly trend, you have the sales by state also. Okay, I can ask it to create charts also. Can you create a bar chart based on regional? Can you create a stacked bar chart based on regional annual sales? So it has created a summary of regional annual sales, and now this chart is generated. Can you create a combo chart for annual sales and profit margins? Okay. So sometimes it stops working. So you have to give the command again. Yes, Krishnan sir will come to DCF just after this. So it has calculated the revenues for the region, the profits by region, and now some combo chart will be created. Okay, profit margin is calculated. So now here, if I go back to Chat GPT, so this new dashboard is created. Let me download this. So this is not the file. This is the file. Okay, so they have created this dashboard. So you have the sales and profit, sales by region, then by subcategories. So some data is here. Here some takeaways they have given. So sales has increased from 484,000 to 733,000, which is 51% increase. Profit growth. Then West is the strongest region by sales. Consumer is the largest segment, contributing 50.6%. So some insights based on or key takeaways based on the data they have given. And then they have also created some tables, okay, which we can use for discussion with our client. Okay, so this is some analysis. Now the good part for chat GPT or generative AI is that whenever you do the same exercise, okay, the output format may be different. Okay, so if you are doing the similar analysis using the same data, same prompt, everything, the output which you will get may be totally different from the output which you see on the screen. Okay, so that's the beauty of generative AI. Okay, so let's go back to this chart. And now here, so we said it, you create a combo chart with the revenue and margins. So it has created a combo chart. Okay, so for some reason, these lines are not visible. Maybe they are one above the other, but this is the combo chart. Okay, so likewise, if you have any questions, maybe like which region is generating highest profit or which region is incurring losses, so you can just ask it and it will give you the answer. So that's basically Copilot. This is Chat GPT, means same AI based analysis but a different format. And I'll show you the output which I got when I use the same data using the Claude. Okay, so Claude is another tool which is developed by Anthropic, and I had used a similar data. Again, it's a paid tool. I don't have a paid version, so you can use this tool for one or two commands only, and then it freezes. After that, you have to wait for 5 hours to give the another command. Okay, so that's the limitation of the free tool. But I'll show you the executive dashboard which it has created. Now, Claude today is much more advanced compared to, you can say, Chat GPT or Copilot. Okay, so it generates interactive dashboards. So this is the dashboard it has created. Okay, so revenue, total profit, margin, orders, customers. Okay, then annual revenue and profit is given. Regional revenues are given. Then you have sales by product category, regional breakdown. You have the trend also for all the months from January 16 to November 19. So you have the 4 year data. In the Excel, I changed the year. So 2016 is basically 2022 and 19 is 2025. Rest all is same in the data. So this is the regional trend. You have the quarterly revenue trend and margin trend as well. Then you have the data by segments, right? By segments, by regions, by state also. And then you have the customer analysis also. So they have given the data for top 10 customers. So what is the revenue or the profit the company has made during this period? Okay, top 10 customers are basically contributing 6% of the total revenues of the company. And then they have also given the individual customer details. So how much revenue, profit, orders, right? So this is basically the dashboard which is given by Entropy. So now if you have to kind of, you have just received the data and after a couple of hours, there's a client meeting, right? So you can smartly use generative AI to kind of generate this type of output for you and be kind of more informed and be more smart in front of the client because of quick data analysis. So this is how you can do data analysis quickly on any of these AI tools. Now, my question to everyone is that if you have tried uploading the file on ChatGPT or any other tool and given the prompt, so did you get any good output or are there any challenges which you have faced? Can you please type it on the chat? Or is it helpful, not helpful? That is also good feedback. No response on the chat. So maybe I'll take it as not interesting. Okay, finally I have one response. It is interesting. I suppose the output depends on the prompt. Absolutely. So the better your prompt is, or the more detailed your prompt is, the better the output will be. That's for sure. Here we just uploaded the data and gave a two-line prompt. Okay, so we got this output, but the if you write a detailed prompt, then probably you'll get a much better output. But with the same prompt, the interesting, how can we detect if AI is hallucinating? Okay. So if you are doing a generic research, sir, then probably the chances of hallucination will be more. But if you use your own files, okay, and tell AI to use only that source for generating the output, then it will not hallucinate probably. They will say that this information is not available in the file which you have given. So you can test that. So you can maybe upload a couple of annual reports for 2025, 2026, and then ask AI to give you the revenue for 2023 or 2024. So if it gives the revenue, then it means that either it is searching from the web or it is trying to hallucinate. Okay, so you can ask for the sources also. But if you give your prompt that don't use any other data apart from these attached files, then probably it will not hallucinate. Okay, so what I was telling is I use the same prompt, same data in three different AI tools. Data has to be available. Acha, data will be on the internet. Okay, so for client confidentiality, sir, you have to change your settings. That is number one. And second is you should remove all the information of the client. Okay, so probably client name and all, if you remove, then the risk will be less. Okay, and I think in paid versions, they usually don't use that data for learning. So if you have large amount of data plus you do these type of works regularly, then probably you should buy a premium version. Okay, so which will kind of uh, have limited means which will kind of protect the data also, because then there will be an agreement between your company and the AI company that this data will not be used for any learning or will not be stored by AI. So in premium versions, I think your data will be better protected. So coming now to the DCF model. Okay, so how can we create a DCF model on ChatGPT or Claude? Are premium versions expensive? Okay, so it is both yes and no. So if you buy Copilot, okay, so Copilot is not that expensive. So it's like 7,500 for 1 year subscription. You get Copilot plus you also get Office 365 along with Teams, Outlook, everything. So probably it is not that expensive. Other AI tools will be like $20 per month. Okay, so like this Claude is $20 per month. Again, $20 is 2,000 only. So if you have uh, good valuation work, then 2,000 is nothing, right? So it will replace maybe one or two data analysts which you have in your team. So if you compare manpower cost with AI cost, then it is very cheap. But if you are doing everything on your own and you have sufficient time, then you may think that it is expensive. So that's another way to think about it. But if you kind of compare it with some assistant in the office, then it is very cheap. The only challenge is that there are so many tools, so you cannot buy each and every tool, right? So maybe you can buy one or two only, and that you have to decide based on your usage whether you want to buy ChatGPT or you want to buy Copilot or Claude. But if you ask me, I'll buy Copilot and Claude, and ChatGPT can do a lot of things for free, so I'll probably skip that. That will be my answer. Okay, so now moving to DCF model. Okay, so let's first look at the prompt for DCF model. Okay, so I have created these two versions of DCF model for Zomato, one using ChatGPT and one using Claude. Okay, and this is the prompt which I have used. So you are an investment bank analyst specializing in valuation. Create a complete discounted cash flow valuation model for the company in Excel based on the attached reports. So what I did was I attached two annual reports for Zomato. Okay, and then I asked AI to generate a DCF model based on the information available in those two reports, plus for future growth and WAC calculations and all. So I have cited some other sources which it could use. So I'll tell you what it is. Use a structured step-by-step approach and present the results in a professional format for review by the senior management. Okay. So many times when you give any prompt to ChatGPT, so it will start asking you questions. Okay, so okay, should I do this? Should I do that? Okay, so what I have told is do not ask questions. Okay, so whatever I am saying in this prompt is final. You don't ask anything to me. Okay, modify or do not modify or override assumptions. Introduce personal judgment. So don't use any personal judgment, or don't leave blanks, placeholders, or Excel errors. So you should not do this. Okay. Now, business overview. Briefly describe the company, industry, and revenue drivers. Inputs. Use the financial data inputs from the annual reports attached and financial analysis and historical performance as the basis of DCF assumptions. Okay, so it will use the data in the annual report, do the financial analysis for historical performance, and then generate the forecast for future years. Use independent and reputable public market data where filings are insufficient, like estimates about growth of the company. Okay, so you can use reliable, publicly available information also. So, but strictly on historical trend and industry expert estimate derive all required DCF assumptions, including but not limited to revenue growth, EBITDA margin, tax rate, working capital, capex, terminal growth rate. Okay, then for WAC, I have said use the latest Damodaran database. Okay, so it will be using the data published by Ashwath Damodaran. Estimate and align WAC specifically to this company profile. All assumptions listed below must be consistent, fully specialized, and fully specified and logged. So risk-free rate, beta, market premium, cost of equity, cost of debt, capital structure, and final WAC. Then it is talking about A DCF model. So model requirement will be annual historical forecast continuity, 5-year forecast, free cash flow to firm calculation for discounting, terminal value, okay, based on last year's forecasted data, and terminal value using the exit multiple also. Then sensitivity analysis I am asking, and I am also telling it that there should be zero Excel errors. Okay, then I'm telling it the Excel model architecture. So what sheets it should have? So it should have a sheet list where it will have a summary of the number of sheets, column structure, raw ordering. So formatting rules is basically blue font for input. So whatever is input is blue, black for formulas, and green for links. Okay, and then basically it talks about must include revenue, EBITDA, free cash flow, etc. Okay, so it's kind of a very, very detailed prompt. And then I'm also asking it to do a sensitivity analysis based on cost of capital and perpetuity growth. Okay, and then three scenarios: base case, bull case, bear case. Okay, so this is the detailed prompt. And before running the prompt, I'll show you the output which I got from these two sources. So this one is given by ChatGPT. Okay, so I told it that I want the model architecture along with columns, what is in each column. So it has given me those data points. Sources are given. So annual report 2024, 2025. So uploaded Zomato annual report. Okay. Then Damodaran reference is given for beta calculations, WAC calculation. Country risk premium is there. 10-year government bond yield and current market price from some Kotak Neos website. This is historical revenue. Okay, so historical performance of the company. These are the assumptions. So risk-free rate, beta, market risk premium, cost of equity. Final WAC is 18%. You have the equity to so you have the other information, cash and back information, investment, etc. for calculate the current market cap and all. Then you have the assumptions. Okay, so base case assumption, bull case assumption, and bear case assumption. So these are given. This is the summary. Okay, so don't compare this share price with the current share price of Zomato. So the share price is basically exit multiple based is 14 rupees to 56 rupees, and based on the terminal growth rate is 4 to 18. Okay, again, DCF model based on ChatGPT can give you incorrect output, but it will give you a very good structure of the model. Again, terminal value and all these assumptions are given. Then you have three sheets of base case, bull case, and bear case. So everything is linked. Okay, so these are the historicals. Okay, so we said historical should be in green, the calculation should be in black, and input should be in blue. Okay, so these are inputs, so these are in blue. So the calculations are done based on which you have the value of the company. Then you basically deduct the cash or deduct the debt, add cash, and you get the value, right? So these three sheets are similar. And then you have the sensitivity analysis, okay, where we said that you do the sensitivity analysis for cost of capital and the terminal growth rate. So this is the sensitivity analysis. And then you have the checks. Okay, so this is given by ChatGPT. And let me show you Claude. Okay, so yesterday I did a valuation using Claude also. Okay, so this is the first sheet, cover sheet. Then you have the assumptions. Again, all the input data in blue. So you have the growth rate. Here it is a more detailed, I would say, description. So here you have the growth rate for different businesses. for Zomato. So you have Blinkit, food delivery, and Hyperpure. For each businesses, they have uh, given the growth rates, and then you have the segment description also. Again, for each business, you have this is for the total business. Sorry, so you have the EBITDA margin, then you have depreciation, tax rate, and then gross margin is also there. Capex and working capital assumptions. Okay, then you have the WACC assumptions. Again, it is picking up the details from Damodaran's book, okay, which was one of the reference points. So in that valuation model, the WACC was 18%. Here you are taking 14.5%. Okay, and then you have the information to calculate the equity value. Here is the historical data. Then you have the forecasted income statement. Okay, cash flow statement is there. Terminal value calculation, and then you have the share price. So share price based on the perpetual growth, which is 4 to 6%, I think, is 29, and based on exit multiples, it is 170. Again, valuation sensitivities are done. So based on the growth and WACC, and here you have based on exit multiple and growth rate. Then you have three scenarios: bull, bear, and base. So for each scenario, whatever assumption they have taken, it's listed out, and the equity value per share is why it is zero. Something is incorrect over here. Equity value shouldn't be zero. And then audit checks. Let me try to download it again from Claude. Okay, so maybe I did something in the model. So this is the Zomato model, the same model. 29 and 171 is the share price. Okay, and let me download this. Something is wrong over here. I think it shouldn't be zero. But if you look at the exact model, it's saying that current market price is 224, and based on the two methods, the average price should be around 100 rupees. Okay, so now let me do one thing. First of all, is it clear? Are you able to follow what I said, or it's difficult to follow? Let me share the two annual reports on the chat, and then we'll try to do it again. The limitation is that in ChatGPT, I have already done a data analysis for 10,000 rows. So maybe it will not allow me to run the DCF valuation, but I'll guide you how to do it, and you can try it on your laptops. Okay, but if it works in my laptop, we'll see that also in the live version. So here is the annual report, which is 2024-25. Now let me do one thing. Let's do a valuation for another company. Why Zomato every time? So this is Walmart. Okay, Walmart has recently reported its Q4 results, and probably they will have also have the 10K. Let me check. Okay, this is 10K for this year, January 2026. So I'll share two files for Walmart. Okay, and we can try to do the valuation together using generative AI. Okay, so Krishna ji is saying, please show how to create a prompt for DCF. So creation of prompts will be similar to what we did for the research agent. Okay, so the prompt which I showed you on the screen is generated from AI only. So you can give it a command, that similar command, that you are a valuation analyst and you are doing a discounted cash flow valuation. So for a company where the user will be attaching the annual reports for 2 years. So can you write a detailed prompt for creating a DCF valuation? And the chat GPT will create a prompt for you. Okay, so I am sharing this prompt which I have shown on the screen. Okay, on the chat. Let me see if it goes. Not able to paste it. It's a big prompt, so probably that is the reason. So let me copy this in another file and then save it and share the file with you. So not able to share the prompt file for some reason. So it is saying DCF, sorry, network disconnected. I don't know. Are you able to hear me? Okay, so but file is not going. Neither I can type it. File is not going for some reason. Okay, copy it again and see if no, I am not able to paste also. Okay, so let me show you how to create this. Okay, I'll share the prompt with everyone maybe after the session. For some reason, the file is not going. Let me go to ChatGPT. In ChatGPT, I'll first attach the files. So I'll attach Walmart 2024 and 2025 annual reports. The files are uploading. Go to thinking mode. Then I'll paste The prompt is pasted, same prompt. You are the investment banking analyst specializing in valuation. Create a DCF valuation model for the company in Excel based on the attached reports. Okay, then you have the detailed instructions. Now send. Okay, so I can try it in Claude also, but challenge with Claude is that it doesn't allow you to give multiple inputs. So actually, I created the valuation model by giving three prompts. Okay, so means this prompt broken into three parts, and I had to wait for 5 hours again and again to run the full command because this is a free version, so it does not allow more than one prompt. So that is the challenge with Claude. But let me try if it works. Same valuation reports. Here you don't have to change any mode. Let it remain the same. And then I have copied and pasted the prompt. Okay, so it will take some time. So let it work in the background. And till then, we'll do something else. Okay, so if I go back to the